Okay, give me a single funny second. I need to do some funny things, like seeing if my thing is going to work. That was phenomenal if it did. Let's see. Okay, so I am live. That's good. Showing my screen and everything. That's awesome. Love that, love that, love that. Okay. I just need to post this on my socials for just one moment. Just give me a save. Funny thing. Okay, give me 1 second. Almost there. Kablamo. Andy's Dune. All right, let's get this started. Continue. All right. I don't remember where I left off. That's a great place to be. Phenomenal. All right. Touch the Hawkstone as a covetous king. Now we can kind of go wherever. Yo! How's it going, Jinx? It's been a long time, dude. It's been forever. Like, man, I don't think I've talked to you since, like, what, the pandemic? Back during the height of, like, Chris's streams back during the day, man. That was a long time ago. How you been? You know, I didn't check my audio, actually. Hold on, let me see if my voice is coming through in here. Back during the height of... Okay, yeah, it's on. Cool. But yeah, how you been, man? It's been forever. I remember when you were but a wee young Jax a long time ago, back in the before times. But I'll try my best to remember you as Jinx. Okay, now the guy that was in my last stream for Demon Souls a couple days ago told me there was some blacksmith. Oh, I guess it's this guy. He'll fix my stuff.
You new here. Are you here for my services? The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary blacksmith.
Graduate high school on the 29th. How you been? That's great, man. Oh, dude, you're making me feel old.
All the souls you can.
God.
Trade.
Oh, man, that was like 4 years ago since we last talked, huh? Shit.
With your souls, I can eke out a living.
Big or graduating.
And with my weapons.
Oh, that's sick. That's really cool. I'm so fucking proud of you guys. I would like to say that things have been good, but truth be told, things have not been phenomenal. I don't want to go into too many specifics for a lot of reasons, but I am no longer voice acting. I've kind of put that behind me. Kind of came to the conclusion recently that it wasn't something that was giving me peace, so I had to retire from that for the time being. I might come back to it in a couple years, but yeah, it was something I just put a lot of time into, and I haven't been doing that. I'm unemployed right now. I quit my job. For a while there, I was working at a factory, and then I started working for the local state-supported living center, and it was just a horrible place to be. I would not ever recommend working out in a place like that unless you just really need the money. So yeah, I'm job hunting and I'm streaming, doing this. I'm into blacksmithing now. I built my own blacksmith forge. But yeah, like I've kind of lost contact with a lot of people. I still talk with Rat sometimes. I talk with Rose from Royal Voices, or not Royal Voices, but I do talk with Rose from Royal Voices. But I talked to Rose from the old stream days, from like Stream Team. a lot these days, especially now that I got back into streaming. But yeah, aside from that, that's really all that's going on. My mental health has not exactly been consistent. I did a brief stint where I was doing ASMR roleplay shit again, and then my mental health went to shit again. So I just kind of stopped doing it. And since I quit doing voice acting altogether, like, I've been a lot better, I guess, relatively. But yeah, that's pretty much how I've been. So what do you plan on doing when you graduate high school? Are you gonna go to college, or are you gonna pick up a trade or something?
I'm Stockpile Thomas.
You look like a guy named Stockpile Thomas.
I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here in this nexus.
Sure, catch up a lot more. I get the mental health stuff though. I recently got
daughter.
medicated. Dude, same. I recently finally got medicated for ADHD. This shit's life changing.
At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
I don't like the way you worded that. But, fucking... I should mention this. I'm no longer streaming with Chris. I have, you know, that's something that's done. I plan on going to look my associate in psychology and hopefully transfer to UCLA or US. Oh, that's great, man. I hope that works out for you. I have a buddy that went to UC Berkeley. Can't remember who it was though. Let's see, Smithing Grounds. I guess we're gonna go here right now. But yeah, like I'm no longer streaming with Chris. I'm no longer affiliated with anything involving the D&D stuff that he was involved in. This is a real bummer. I don't want to get into all that stuff, but I'm no longer affiliated with Chris Masu or Hot Asian D&D. It's a whole thing. Hello, buddy. Hello. Hello.
Hello there. Souls, souls. I trade fine goods for souls.
I don't trust that, but okay. Purchase items. What do you got? Oh! You got some good stuff. A pickaxe? I have to my psychologist doesn't think I have it yet. Also, yeah, I figured you guys haven't seen you guys together much anymore, but I've never asked because it's not my place. I mean, I think it's an understandable thing to ask, considering the fact that, like, when you guys knew me and Chris, like, we were, like, the best of pals. To be fair, I was the one that kind of made that separation. I don't want to get into it. It's been kind of messy. Chris kind of doesn't really know that I have, like, slowly slipped away. And I'm not sure if I really want to talk to him about it either. It's one of those things where if you kind of know what's going on, then you kind of know, but it's, I'll probably talk to you about it later on if we, talk on Discord. I've completely, like, nuked most of my, like, social media.
Our little town. Oh, it's a nice wee place. All those lizard-eyed townsfolk are busy tinkering with stone and don't bother with old folk like me. Makes life rather easy for me. I can get away with anything. I always knew there was a god.
It's rough, man.
For me.
Those, like, best friends, those best friend breakups are really tough. Oh no, it's a horse. What the fuck is up with this smithing town? Oh, it's one of the smith bugs! I remember these from Dark Souls. There we go. Hardstone shard. But yeah, like the friendship breakups are really hard, and it's really hard to figure out how to, like, go about doing those too. Like I've done it multiple times. Sometimes confrontation is a good way to kind of, you know, put a cap on that stuff, but not always. You gotta kind of figure that stuff out for yourself, you know. It's always kind of confusing and rough, especially when it's somebody that you've known for years. Turns out it was kind of sucked and always very passive aggressive. Back in January, I was going out of town to visit my grandma. I was in the hospital, and that was my final straw. Dude, I feel that. I fucking feel that. I've had a lot of friends do that shit too. Sometimes you, especially when you're younger, you don't exactly know exactly who you are yet, and so when you start making friends, especially in like high school, it can be really difficult to figure out who they are until that stuff kind of shows itself later on. I had a lot of friends in high school that I kept up with, like into my early 20s, that I had to drop because I eventually just found out, like, oh hey, like you're not who I thought you were, and we just went in two separate directions morally. Lakeland Grass. I think I'm almost out of health items, actually. Oh! Oh, shit. I might be too under level for this. That hurt a lot. Oh my god. Oh, wasn't great when I'm so passionate about it. Yeah! That's something that I've learned I have, like, no patience for. The older you get, the more you're, like, the stuff you'll put up with, like, tends to tighten. Like, you'll stop caring about stuff for the better. Like, there's a lot of stuff, especially, like, in dating, that, like, I learned that I had, like, no patience for whatsoever, and that I would not tolerate. And, like, the moment I figured that kind of stuff out, like, it made my life so much easier. Like, the past couple years especially, I've been, like, very choosy with my company, and, it's helped a lot. Like, for me, I found that, like, whenever I was at the worst parts of, like, my voice acting experience, I realized that most people I was running into were, like, social media influencer types, and, I realized a lot of people that I was friends with were just really shitty people. Like, and I'm talking, like, during, like, 2019, before the pandemic hit, like, I lost a lot of friends because I found that a lot of them were just really, really passive-aggressive, very shallow people. And it really colored my experience, like, talking with people socially. Let's see. Genuinely, though, it's awesome talking to you. Me and Bagel were recently reminiscing about everything, how we looked at you as an... Oh... I think about you guys a lot, too. Like, honestly, like, you guys were a highlight during the pandemic whenever I was jobless for 6 months. Yeah, like, you guys were some of the people that, like, really kept me sane back then, I remember. Oh, my cat just came in here. Oh! I might have to leave this area, because I don't think I'm high enough level, and I think I need to replace some of my equipment or something. People like you and the group from back then taught us so much, able to stand up for ourselves. Yeah, man, like, I think people tend not to realize, like, how important communities are, especially online. Like, I learned a lot whenever I was fucking around with Discord back in the day. And it's part of the reason why I have a lot of the mentalities I have now about stuff. Like, as shitty as my time was with a lot of stuff back then, and up till recently, like, I feel like I was better for having those negative experiences, even though, like, most of them were just kind of minor. Yeah! You're still locked in the cabinet till college, dude. None of you are leaving the shame cabinet. The shame cabinet is locked. The padlock is welded on. I lost all my souls. God damn it. Okay. Duh-huh. That's not true. The house was just abandoned. I'm not old. I'm only 28. Shut up. Also, this is as good a time as any, because, like, it's been a thing for a while. But, part of my journey, I realized that I'm actually non-binary. So, I prefer they, them. I go by Baskerville now. Like, you know my old voice acting title? And my old, Discord title? That's what I go by now, is Baskerville. Like, I wouldn't say it's necessarily new, but new to, like, you guys. Because, I didn't really make it crazy uber public. I know it was on Chris's streams for a while. But, yeah, I go by Basker, and, been doing that for about a year, 2.5. Hey! Up top! Fucking Envy Pals, dude. Man. I just recently got in touch with Maddie and Kisa from Royal Voices as well. They seem to be doing pretty well. I'm not sure how involved you were with, like, that group in particular.
You've gone and died, have you?
Oh, buddy.
If you die here in Boletaria, your soul will return to this temple. Well, what will you do next?
Let me retract that. Nice. Oh, but you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that.
I think I just lost my nerve for this kind of thing.
I don't know why it censored you for saying real shit. I don't have anything censored except for slurs, so I don't know why it censored you, buddy. Let's see. Time for napping. Okay, so I lost all my souls, but that's fine. Past huge gates of Boletaria and the palace lies now feeding ground for dragons, cliff path, which leads inward. I think I just need to go here. That's where I fucked up. Just go in a straight line, I reckon. Because that's going outside. Barely made it. Alright. I'm gonna grind to get some health items, because I don't have any. I go by any pronouns, though. Really, no preference. It's impossible. I feel that. I prefer they, them. I don't really mind people, like, misgendering me so much as far as pronouns are concerned. Mostly because, I'm AMAB and I'm mask-facing. So I don't necessarily, like, get offended with people for, you know, looking at me and going, oh, you're a he, him. It doesn't really bother me that much. Especially because I have family that, like, even though they know I'm non-binary, they don't properly understand what non-binary means. And, you know, that's whatever. You know, most of the time they're trying to be respectful, but they still dead name me, and it's whatever. Let's see. We're gonna see if I can get more health items. Grab these guys. Oh! Really kicking myself for not getting that ring that gives me better item drops, or more consistent item drops, I should say. Hello, sir. Come here. But yeah, it's great to like hear from you, man. Oh no. Okay. Now the question is, how do I get these guys to respawn without dying? Doesn't really know. They just know my friends call me nicknames. I have yet to be questioned, and to be honest, I'm okay with it. Hey, like, take it at your own pace, man. Like, you don't owe anybody explanations to yourself. Not unless you feel you're comfortable with them. I do appreciate that you feel comfortable enough to tell me, though. Ah, man! Oh! Killed those guys. Let's see. I don't know why it's not letting me... Another moderator just handled this. Okay, I don't know why it's telling me that, but whatever. Oh my god! Please drop items. Please drop items. No items? Whatever. But yeah, nowadays, I'm streaming every day from 7:30 to 9:30 on those days. Right now it's looking like Mondays, and I'm trying to think. I've got a lot of stimuli. I'll kill this guy and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Oh my god! A big jump! Leave me alone, I'm just a little guy! Okay, what I was saying is, right now my stream schedule is, I stream every day at 7:30 to 9:30 usually. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, I will be stopping stream before 9:30, and then, most other days I'll probably stream for longer if I have the energy for it. I'm just trying not to, like, push myself. I'm trying to aim for at least, like, an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. Oh, hello, sir. But yeah, you'll see me online. Let's see. I need to attach some fucking healing items. I have so many Crescent Moon Grass. Why did I think I was out of everything? Oh my fucking god! I thought I was, like, out of everything. Jesus. Okay, I gotta close my door. What the fuck? There is a snail in my home. What are you doing in my house, sir? Who said are you paying rent? No, I have no school. Hey! I feel that, man. I feel that. I remember when I first graduated high school, I had so much free time, I didn't know what to do with it, and I spent most of it, like, moderating for, like, Crunchyroll forums back when that was a thing. My advice, though, is find something to occupy your time. Like, don't spend too much time watching streams. But mine, though. Watch mine, though. But yeah, like, my advice is, like, since you have, like, all the free time now that you're like, I'm guessing you're about to be 18 and you're about to be kind of more free time-wise. Hell yeah, do that. Also find a hobby that you can do outside. Whether it's going for walks and that kind of stuff, or if you like gardening, get into something to get you outside. That was something that I kicked myself whenever I was your age, not doing that. Because now I'm outside all the time, and I'm fucking loving it. Oh my god. But yeah, I have more than enough health items, I think, so I'm just gonna head into the darkness, the inky black abyss. Man. Oh, man. I still can't fucking believe you're graduating high school, though, dude. I feel so old. I feel so fucking old. Oh, dude, I've been feeling super old since I was like 25. It hasn't stopped. The horrors persist. Oh, I'm getting jumped from multiple angles. Ow! Stop it! Knock it off! What's worse now is that, like, I went a little bit too hard in a mosh pit recently and discovered that I now have, like, a condition in both my knees where, like, some muscle doesn't line up properly. So I literally have to, like, wear knee braces everywhere I go now. Like, I have, like, the knees of an old man, and it sucks. So now I was, like, 10, almost 11. Oh, my God, you're right. God, you were so young. Oh, dude, I fucking remember those streams, too. That was back in, like, fucking 2017? Shit. That was back whenever the Discord was still, like... You know what it was? That was back when Angie, like, made the Discord. Because Chris didn't make it, Angie did. I want to say it was either you or it was Bagel that, like, made our first fan art of me and Chris, like, killing each other in Minecraft. I have that somewhere on my PC still. Oh my god! Die! Fuck! I wonder if there is a way for me to like, puncture that shield without magic. Yeah. Fuck, I remember Bree. I haven't heard from Bree in a long time. She was in Chris's streams in Discord for a good long while, and then like out of nowhere, I think she just kind of like got kind of scared away from everybody. Because if I'm being honest, Chris's community kind of turned to shit. Yeah. Like there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that kind of left Chris's like server because the community kind of sucked. There was a lot of situations where like Chris would just have moderators who were like fans of the stream, and there were a couple times where people just didn't know who I was in the stream, so they just assumed I was like some other random person, and they would start like trying to bully me, and I would just immediately ban them. Just like somebody was a moderator was like, actually I'm a moderator, and you guys need to do this, and I was like, nope, and I would just fucking nuke them. And then I'd go to the moderator like channel and be like, hey, I just banned somebody, and then like some of the other moderators like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, funny question, funny you should ask that. I think for a while I was an admin for a little while, but that's been a long time. But yeah, like we lost a lot of the folks in like the Discord server that was like a part of the friend group back then, purely because of that.
Yonder, look at me.
Yeah.
Fenced in by enemies.
Oh man, that stuff got worse.
One last time.
I'll tell you about that another day. But like, ooh.
Clear out the soldiers blocking this passage, if it please you. The Lord's Path, just over there, is now a feeding ground for dragons. Have your wits about you.
Oh shit, so we gotta go and like kill some brigands, I guess. Yeah, me and Bagel dropped dead after a while. The Riku came back and yeah, I would like to say that a lot of that stuff stopped being a problem. In a lot of ways, it did stop being a problem. But yeah, in other ways, it really didn't. It's not my place to talk about like a lot of the stuff that went down recently. And I don't want to like drum up drama that's already been dead for like a month, but yeah, I'll just say that like things didn't necessarily get better. Time he lived in the same as my dad. Really? And lived somewhere close. I know that Riku was in California. I think he lived like in one of the major cities. I remember because I met Riku in person. In 2018 when I went to LA for Anime Expo. The Riku stuff was crazy though, because like I don't think we told you the extent of the stuff that we found out. A lot of it was public, but like there was a lot of shit with Riku that like whenever certain people explain stuff to me. Oh shit! Yeah. Oh yeah. I can imagine that. There was a lot of stuff with Riku that like, whenever how should I put this? There were stories that Riku told me about like what was going on in his life that like after that whole scenario went down, like the entire truth came out about everything, and It was like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it wasn't stuff that was like crazy like evil, but it was like I didn't like the fact that a lot of the stuff that he told me were just half-truths, and I wonder how much of like the stuff that he did was like a mental illness thing, because there was some stuff that he did that like didn't make sense. Like stuff I don't understand how like he could see what was going on and then interpret it that way. Because I don't think that he necessarily lied about certain stuff, but I do think that like he genuinely believed things went down a certain way, if that makes sense. But yeah, like from my knowledge, I think he's like dropped off the face of the earth. We're only really told he was making people uncomfortable when you guys would pop in, and it was... Yeah, yeah! We had to babysit him. Because we got really worried about what he was saying and doing. Again, we don't really know to the extent of how bad a lot of that stuff was going down. There was some stuff that came out later on, that again, I don't really know if it's my place to say, like, it's not my story to tell, but, like, a lot of, stuff came out that we found out that he used to do or get up to before we were working with him, and it was crazy shit. Oh yeah, my Discord is the same. I don't have a profile picture right now. No, I actually have a profile picture. It's a fucking you know that viral video of like the gorillas in Africa giving a chimpanzee a fucking AK. That's my fucking profile picture. Is the chimpanzee lifting the fucking AK over its head. But yeah, it's the same Discord I had before. So if you want to look it up, I'm on there. But I'm just not on any servers anymore. I just, like, talk with specific people on Discord, and that's really it. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this dragon to do what it's gonna do, and I'm gonna see if I can sprint past. I'm not gonna try and collect these items. Come on. Oh. I will say, something funny's been happening on here, where every time I stream, I lose subscribers. I unfriended a lot of people. Like, recently, because there was some stuff that went down where I was kind of worried about, like, whether or not people could see your friends on Discord, and I didn't want my friends being targeted for some stuff that was happening. Didn't realize that that's not how Discord works and that people can't see your stuff. Didn't know that. Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Ah! But yeah, didn't know that at the time. But yeah, a lot of stuff is has gone on left, right, and center the past handful of years. Some good, a lot of it not so good. Oh. Okay, it's hitting that, but is it gonna kill these guys? Come on. Come on. Alright, we're just gonna sprint across. We're gonna sprint across. Oh my god, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it! Oh, we made it. Oh my god! Die, you motherfucker! I need to heal. Send me a quick text to make sure. Yep, I got it. That's me. Okay, so there's a funny door here. The funniest door we've ever seen. Ooh. That dragon is giving me anxiety. But yeah, I'm also debating at some point, once I get like better at blacksmithing, also doing some blacksmithing streams. I'm not sure like if that would be something people want to watch. That might be something just for my TikTok. But I'm thinking about that too. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna do more Demon Souls, unless there's like an update to like the Helldiver stuff. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. Yeah, I think like the last time I got a message from either you or Bagel, you guys are giving me some like life updates. Oh. So I got into blacksmithing because I just recently got into Bowhurt, which is I'm sure you've probably seen it somewhere where like the dudes dress up in full steel plate medieval armor and they fight with like swords, shields, axes, clubs, etc. I recently joined a group in town that does that stuff, and they're actually they're not doing it right now because our leader is currently recovering from hip surgery, but they're trying to teach me how to make my own armor, and they're teaching me how to sword fight using Arnez as a basis. Arnez being like a stick fighting martial art, kind of like Kali. I think it's like Sistema or something like that. But yeah, they're doing that all for free. Like I'm learning all this stuff for free. But I figured, like, since I'm only going there once a week to like help out, like repair armor and like fix stuff for our meetings every Thursday in the workshop for like 2 hours. I figured at some point I might as well just like oh, you know, I actually kind of like working on an anvil, so I just built my own blacksmithing forge and just started like teaching myself how to like make knives and stuff. I just recently started working on what do you call it? Making a coal rake, because I've just made my first proper dirt box forge, and I need a way to rake the coals because my system that I have right now is not exactly the best for it. After that, I actually have a couple of knives that people are commissioning from me, so I'll be working on those. I've just been spending like the last couple days making charcoal in my backyard. Since I'm unemployed, I have so much time. I'll just like start a fire and like start making charcoal for like 6 hours a day. That's mostly what my days consist of these days. I'm either making charcoal or I'm smithing something, just hammering steel. Usually, if I blacksmith for a day, that's gonna be like 2 days of making charcoal to like replace what I make. Because I learned recently that my charcoal is so high quality that like if I'm not careful, I can actually like keep it burning for a long time with no fire, like with no oxygen, which is crazy. For our soldiers ahead. Oh. Like, but yeah, like, I got my shit so hot recently that I'm actually able to, like, melt steel. Like, I'm really, really proud of my setup. Ow! Oh, there's a lot of these guys. Oh! At least you don't live in Cali. Catch on fire too often for that. Yeah! Yeah! I do, however, live in Texas, where it's been consistently like 110 degrees outside. Thankfully, my forge is outside. But like, if I had like an indoor smithy, I'd probably be like burning to death. Because it's also like you sweat a lot. It gets really hot. Especially when you got like a fire that's blowing like 2,000 degrees, like immediately next to you. At least you don't. Single piece of coal would take down the whole state. Yeah, dude. I remember there was like a 2-year period where every 3 months there was a fucking fire in California because people were just using tannerite to have like gender reveals. Hello, sir.
Thank you. That's twice now. Time to forge ahead. This is a token of my gratitude. Please accept it.
Oh. Darker than grass. I don't know what the fuck that does, but I'll take it. Yeah, California's crazy. I have a buddy in California. We were talking about that earlier, where I'm like, I don't know how the fuck that state has been wiped off the map by accident. It's just crazy. Yeah, this is lighter weight. Picture of the sky being completely smoke with "It's a boy" written over it. Yeah. Yeah. God, I still don't understand why people were doing that. I remember there was like one story, I believe this was in Arizona. This guy went to a quarry and had like 100 pounds of tannerite or something like that for like a gender reveal. Shot it with a rifle, and the explosion was so powerful it cracked the foundation of houses like 2 miles away. I have no idea why, as a civilian, you're able to buy that much fucking tannerite. I think they actually changed the laws around that, too, because you could just buy that on Amazon for a while. It's fucking crazy the shit you can buy on Amazon. Did you know you can buy a fucking crank-powered blacksmithing forge on fucking Amazon for like $50? You can also buy like huge bags of lump charcoal. Nope. Stop healing yourself. Oh, no! Buddy, you're attacking me! Yeah, I'm getting jumped. There's a fucking dragon. But yeah, you can also buy propane forges too. Like, I really didn't need to make my own. And it's actually crazy fucking easy to build a blacksmithing forge. Crazy fucking easy. Really cheap too. Like, all in all, I think to make my forge, I spent like altogether like $60. And it's effective. It's crazy effective. Like, I think I spent like $50 on the wood from like Home Depot. And I got like the cheapest wood they had. I built it out of like particle board and a bunch of 2x4s. And then like I went to a local like brick place. Which if you're gonna buy refractory brick, okay, so you can use whatever brick you want for forging. I know that sounds like stupid, but like, oh, I'm done, I'm dead, fuck. Okay, I'll have to get those souls back. But you can use whatever bricks you want, so long as you're not letting the bricks get like water in them. Like you can use like normal bricks. They're not gonna last you long. You'll hear all kinds of like horror stories where people will tell you, like, you can't just use any brick, they'll explode. They won't explode. What they'll do is they'll probably spall, which means they'll pop. But like that's the most they'll do. Usually when bricks get hot enough, they just crumble. And you can just use normal bricks if you can't find refractory brick. Whatever you do, do not go to the store and spend like $50 on a 6-pack of bricks like Ace Hardware wants you to do. That's not how you buy bricks. Those are good refractory bricks, don't get me wrong, but they're not worth $50. You can go to your local, your local brick place, your local mason, and just tell them that you want to buy refractory brick, and they'll ask you how big you want them. Say you want half-size bricks, and they'll usually be like $2 a pop. Like I think I bought like 10 bricks for like $20. Like it was not a whole lot at all. Like it was so fucking worth it. Yeah, it's paid back in dividends. You can smelt pretty much any steel you want. Just be careful if it's galvanized, because you'll fucking poison yourself. Other than that, you can use whatever you want so long as it's not galvanized. Just be smart about it. Like I had some mystery steel donated to me by an old man recently. I was using that to make my fire poker. Did not realize until I was letting it heat up that, like, it was galvanized. You'll give yourself fucking zinc poisoning if you're not careful. If I had an indoor smithy, and I was, like, standing right next to my fire, I probably would have gotten sick. Nah, I built different. Bro. Real shit, though. I have so many fucking burn scars right now from, like, the charcoal. Because for a while there, I didn't have proper gloves. I think I was using, like, gardening gloves. And, like, that shit, when you get it next to the fire, it'll, sometimes you'll catch, like, a little spark or an ember. And it'll eat through whatever fucking fabric those gloves are made of. You want to use welding gloves, believe me. My hands are kind of fucked up right now because of that. But yeah, if you want to like build your own fucking blacksmithing forge, It's stupid cheap. You can make your own tools. It's crazy how cheap like materials are. If you tell anybody you're into blacksmithing, dude, people will just give you shit for free. Like, people were donating fucking charcoal to me. I had people, like, giving me tools. My neighbor found out I was into this stuff and just, like, lent me, like, an axe to split wood and, like, is now, right now, trying to procure me, like, actual coal. Not charcoal, but, like, proper coal so I can have, like, what do you call it? Like, a coke forge? Like, it's such a nice community, the blacksmithing community. I went to like a local knife shop in our mall and told the guy that I was getting into blacksmithing, and he was so fucking hyped. He was giving me contacts for all the blacksmiths in town. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh fuck! Get up! 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 There we go. Oh yeah. What's crazy is like you look at this stuff and you're like, oh man, this must be like crazy expensive to get into, and it's just the cheapest shit in the world. There is a learning curve to it, but like once you figure it out, it's all just understanding geometry. Like, how do you hit the hammer to make this thing this shape? You look it up and it's like, okay, I see it now, and then you just do it. It does take time, though. Sir, can you stop shooting at me? It's very rude. Die! So is this dragon just gonna keep flying around and, like, hitting the same spots? Yeah, I need to heal all the way if I'm gonna make this fucking trek over here. Oh, see if I can lure him over here. Yeah, there's I don't know. It's one of those things that I was kind of expecting to be a lot more expensive because a lot of people don't realize just how cheap it is just to make your own shit. And most of blacksmithing is just you making your own tools. Like, you don't really need to spend a whole lot of money to do anything. You can make your own, like, hole punches. You can make your own, fucking tongs. If you're savvy enough, you can even make yourself your own hammer. I'm partially learning this stuff right now because I was looking at how much tools are going to cost pretty soon because of the tariffs. And, I was like, I'm just going to make everything. I don't want to have like, buy nails and spend, like, way too much money on nails in the near future. Not when I could just fucking make them myself. If I could figure out how to, like, thread stuff, I'll also make my own screws. Right? Like, right now, I'm also trying to, get into woodworking as well. Where I live, there's a lot of mesquite trees, right? And, when December rolls around and it's wintertime, I've been going around and, like, cutting down healthy limbs that are, like, relatively straight, and I'm gonna turn them into walking sticks, and, like, turn them into canes and stuff like that. Oh, you totally can, man. Like, I'm currently learning how to make knives. I want to eventually make knives and be able to sell knives and tools and stuff like that. It's one of the reasons why I got into this stuff is because I just really like collecting knives. I thought it'd be really cool to just make my own. Sit it up. Sick, please do. Oh! Knock it off, dogs! Knock it off! 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 Oh my god! I'm gonna have to fucking get more health items, dude. I'm running low. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You fool. You absolute buffoon. Soldier's Lotus. But yeah, I'm honestly something I'd get into if I had my own place. I feel that. Like, I'm lucky enough that, like, my mom, because I live with my folks still, or I should say my mom. We have a huge backyard, so like I have like enough room to just do whatever I want.
Something that suits you.
Oh, hello, sir.
It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
You seem trustworthy. I like that grin you got there, buddy. Let's see. I don't have a whole lot of shoals. A broadsword. So, fun fact. A lot of swords did not have designated names like we have now. Like, a claymore, this was not really known as a claymore back in the day. This was just called a big sword. We call it a claymore now because people want to give, like, designations to weapon types when they're putting them in museums and stuff like that. Like, this is a longsword, but that's, like, more of a colloquial name. Like, like a longsword could be anything so long as it's like beyond a certain length. If it's meant to have two hands on it, it's a longsword. Bastard sword is like a relatively new term. We didn't call swords bastard swords until recently. What make me a sword? What type sword? Basically, it's kind of like when you went to, if you lived in Japan in like 1400 AD or some shit. You wouldn't say, like, I need a katana. You would say, like, I just need a sword. If you're in Germany in the 1400s, you wouldn't say, like, oh, I need, like, this specific sword of this whatever. You would say, I just need a sword. A long sword, short sword, one-handed sword, etc. There was no, like, distinction. Because, like, it was just whatever was, you know, in the area at the time. And a lot of times, it was just whatever was effective. Like, long swords look this way, like the one we have in our hands right here, because that shape was effective for the armor that was used at the time. We didn't start really classifying a lot of this stuff until, what is it, like the 1700s? 16 or 1700s? When we started, like, looking back at the medieval period. And that was more so we could have, like, proper classifications for, like, museums and stuff. And there's also, like, a weird... some of this is in, like, the last Demon Souls stream. But historically speaking, there's, like, a weird, like... almost racist, like, pre-colonial, like, view of... what the fuck? Pre-colonial view of swords. Like, scimitar is kind of used to describe a lot of, like... what is it, like, Middle Eastern swords? But, like, the reality is, like, a lot of what we call scimitars are not even really called scimitars by people in those regions. They're usually called, like, shamshirs. And what it was is, like, when you really look at, like, how those blades are made, it's no different from, like, a European saber. But, like, the way that we depict them in media and the way that we talk about them historically, it's very strange, and a lot of it's based around on a lot of, like, colonial racism, honestly. It's kind of like how people nowadays, we still kind of have this issue with, like, katanas, where people view katanas as if they're, like, mystical weapons, that, like, the Japanese were just magical sword makers. It's like, no, they're swords that worked for the area with the arbor culture they had at the time. They were effective for what they needed them for. What am I saying? Yeah, I mean, you can make that. Like, right now I'm learning the basics of, like, knife making, so eventually I plan on, like, making swords. Whenever because eventually I plan on making my own armor for, the fucking Bohurt stuff I'm doing. But, I also want to eventually make my own, like, swords and stuff like that. I want to see what the regulations are for, for some of the tournament regulation weapons. Because, like, the swords have to be made out of, like, a specific material. They have to be a certain length. They have to be a certain weight, width, and they have to be, like... what's the word? They have to be, like, they have to be regulation. They have to be, like, looked at. Oh, buddy, scared the fuck out of me. Because, like, what I want to do whenever I actually am able to start fighting, I want to learn Sword and Buckler. That's mostly how I want to... Uh-oh. 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 Hey, buddy, you gonna retrieve souls? Hell yeah. Okay, we're just gonna sprint across. We're just gonna fucking sprint it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm not gonna make it! Fucking RIP, dude. Ripperoni pepperoni. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. This armor's supposed to be lighter, but I don't know if it's really gonna make that much of a difference. Probably gonna have to grind for some health items. Blackfire. Oh, firebomb. Soul of the Phalanx Demon. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to the Nexus after I kill a bunch of these guys and possibly get some health item drops. And then I'm going to level up a couple times, if I can. Because I think I have enough, like, items for souls. Oh my god. Chill out, guys. Chill out. Chill out. Please calm down. It's not that serious. Pine resin. That works. It's really funny. Have you panic in my earbud and then look over my cat calmly cleaning herself. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like the old days. Remember the old days where I would panic over everything? Things that I caused on stream? Good times. Oh my god. At some point, I want to see if I can network with people. And see if I can, like, work with other streamers and stuff like that. But I'm not sure exactly how to go about that without reintegrating myself back into, like, being on Discord 24/7. Oh, really? I got 5 cats now, dude. I have 5 cats. Not a single fucking one of them pays the bills. Anybody over here? No? Okay. Okay, we're gonna go back to the Nexus. I'm gonna use a lot of my Souls items. And see if I can level up a couple times. I gotta talk to the blind lady who has no shoes. Okay, let's see. Where did she go? Okay, she's over here now. Can I just use them for my menu, I wonder? Why Ice Stones? In Phantom's home. I have 3-4 counting my Stray, Baby's Chaos, Disaster, Ziggy, and a Stray is Fluffy. If you want to count strays, I have like fucking 20 cats, because my mom feeds all the stray animals in our neighborhood. I'm gonna use all these. Fuck, 1,000, Jesus. Use all these. That's all I want to use for right now.
Thou seekest the power of the soul, no? Then touch the demon inside me.
Oh, sure. I guess.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
Increases maximum HP and item burden.
What
does strength do? Overall attack power for each hand, dexterity, strengthens physical defense, and damage sustained from falling.
So the world might be mended.
intelligence, increases MP and magic memory. Oh, you got into DC Comics? That's sick. I've never really been one for comic books myself. I tried for a while. I really tried. I got really into like some of the Dark Horse comics for a while.
Art thou finished?
I used to be super into Webtoon though. I used to be crazy into Webtoon. Oh, I'm not fat rolling like I used to. I'm a little faster now. Oh, man, my sword's about to break though. Hello, sir.
It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons.
Okay, I'm looking at this guy's
Of course,
forge.
The ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a
I haven't
living.
had much time the last few months
With my
because of school.
weapons,
But
you can go on living. Not a bad deal, eh?
man, I used to be so into fanfics back in the day. I'm looking at this guy's forge, and that's not how forges work. Like, especially for like a coal forge.
Where are you off to? Have
Um,
you any manners?
You don't want you don't put your fucking steel on a grate like that. You need to put your metal in the coals. Otherwise it's not gonna get like hot enough. Fire's cool, don't get me wrong, but like it's not gonna get your steel to where you need it, especially if you're trying to forge weld.
Well, excuse
It's not
the
gonna work.
rudeness, but only this once. You're just lucky.
Oh, okay. I guess if you just run away from them, they just don't like that. Let's repair some of our weapons. I can't repair all of it, but I can repair. Can I repair my Schmidt-Mar? I would like to repair my Schmidt-Mar. I do like the Schmidt-Mar. I like the Schmidt-Mar a lot. Oh, I have a bastard sword? I'm not strong enough to use it though. Schmidt-Mar. I don't have enough souls to upgrade it.
You come back alive. I need your business.
Okay, buddy. I'm assuming that's his blacksmithing hammer. I don't know if I like that as a hammer, as a smithing hammer. You kind of want something that's multifaceted. Let's see, Schmidt-Mar. You know what? I'm gonna just unequip the shield. Fucking see if I can lower my weight to something more regulatable. Still kind of fat rolling. See, this is a little faster than what it was. So let me see. Longsword. The Schmidt-Mar is only 1 pound. Why is it fat rolling me? Okay, so do I have a light shield? Yeah, I'll use the light shield. Look, you remind me. Wait for chat to update. Look, you remember that one guy who finds like water tanks or gas tanks in video games? Really? Yeah. Yeah, the guy who looks at the propane tanks. He's like, that's not regulation. That's not regulation. I used to do that with guns. I used to do that with guns in video games. I think once I like level up my endurance or whatever stat that it needs, it'll probably be a lot easier for me to roll and evade and stuff. But you know, I'm gonna go back to using that shield because I feel like that's gonna give me my best protection. Yeah, there we go. Going back into the darkness, boys. But we're gonna, you know what, I'm gonna go back around and see if I can grind out all of these dudes. Just gonna go through the entire area and see if I can get health items. What time is it actually? 8:49? Alright, that's fine. Oh! There's a lot of stuff you'll see in like video games and movies about blacksmithing that are completely incorrect, and like the moment you like learn about that kind of stuff, you can't unsee it. Oh. Oh. Come on, buddy. Like, I think the most accurate thing I've seen in video games as far as blacksmithing was probably, like, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Probably the most accurate blacksmithing. The most recent, like, Monster Hunter game kind of pissed me off because I was looking at, like, the metal that they're, like, smithing when it comes out of the fucking smith, and it's burnt. And it's got a crack, meaning that it's been overheated. Oh, dude, like, the psychology stuff, like, that's gotta be, like, extremely irritating, especially, like, on, like, TikTok, where, like, they just kind of use whatever terms they want for, like, stuff. It's crazy, man. The more you, like, learn about specific stuff, the more you'll start, like, noticing, like, the internet's version of it. Oh, that's PTSD. Yeah, exactly! Exactly! What's worse is that, like, you'll see people on the internet who, like, they're like, that wouldn't happen, that's inaccurate. If I were in this situation, I wouldn't be freaking out. And it's like, if you were in a zombie apocalypse, you wouldn't be, like, having, like, flat-out PTSD hallucinations. Like Rick has in fucking... in the prison. It's like, what the fuck do you mean, dude? Like, PTSD will make you have a really, really bad time with, like, hallucinations. I remember when I had my car accident, I had PTSD for a while. Like, I diagnosed post-traumatic stress disorder for my car accident. And I would straight up, if I had even the slightest, like, trigger, I would feel like I was exactly in that moment. I was like, oh, like, I'd be sitting down in my seat, like, right here in my like, futon. And I would, I'd have, like, a whole fucking hallucination that I was in a car accident. Because there was, like, a slight trigger. Just, like, a full-on flashback, like I was there again. It would happen a lot whenever I was driving, too, for, like, the first year. I would, like, see cars coming at me that weren't there. Because my brain was, like, fully anticipating getting into a wreck again. For, like, the first year and a half, until I had, like, enough therapy to kind of work through it. Lost his wife in the middle of the apocalypse. Yeah. But, yeah, like, dude, I don't know. I also get really irritated with how the internet talks about a lot of, like, psychology stuff and, like, takes terms and just kind of runs with it. Like, TikTok has a thing right now where people are just using, like, what do you call it? Narcissism for everything. Like, oh, like, that's because these people are narcissists. And it's like, buddy, that's like an actual diagnosis. That's not just like a thing you can call people. Like, that's like an actual diagnosis that a psychologist has to make. Because it's generally such a cool subject, because psychology is still a fairly new field, and there's so much we don't know. Exactly! It's just really frustrating, though, because it's one of those things that I feel like people will read about on the internet, and they think they know everything about it without doing any actual real research. Especially, like, on social media, it's kind of frustrating. Especially when it comes to stuff like bipolar disorder, because I've got a lot of family that are suffering from like bipolar disorder, and there's just so much misinformation out there because people want to, like, basically LARP like they have, like, BPD and shit, and it's really fucking difficult, man. It makes it that much harder for people who actually have, like, issues with mental illness to really talk about it in a healthy way, because a lot of the language that is put out there for people to find is not helpful. That's why I hope to become a psychologist, to do more research. I thought becoming a psychiatrist, but research more than being a doctor in a hospital or office. Yeah, I feel that. One of my best friends is actually a retired licensed therapist. I think she might still technically be licensed, but she just recently like quit being a therapist. It's a cool thing to, like, learn. The more you learn, it actually helps you quite a bit to kind of figure stuff out for yourself. I've had a couple friends who went to school for psychology, either as a major or a minor, and I mean, it's a really interesting thing to learn. If I had the gumption for it, I probably would look into it myself, but alas, I am poor, and I barely graduated high school, so I don't see that happening. Hello, sir. None of these guys are dropping items, and it's really bothering me. Oh my god. Goodbye, sir. Oh, I forgot this game doesn't have drop down attacks! I forget they didn't implement those until Dark Souls 1. Oh my god. I'm gonna major in clinical psychology to become a therapist, then hopefully earn a doctorate. Yeah, dude, go. That's the way to do it, man. I had a lot of friends who, like, tried getting into therapy, or not therapy, but psychology as a major, like, to be a psychologist, and they all said it was, really rough compared to getting into therapy. Would you like to head back? Yeah, I mean, it's not so much that I don't see myself ever going to school. It's more so that, like, right now, like, money is very much an object. And, if I'm being wholly honest, especially in, like, the current climate, it feels like it's a lot of money to spend with no guarantee on return. Because, like, you would hope that you would go to college and then be able to, get a job in the field that you study for. But it's one of those things where there's a lot of luck involved with finding jobs in general. Cost is very rough, so don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, there are grants I can apply for because my dad was honorably discharged in the military. Especially because my dad was a Vietnam vet and a Korean vet, so I don't think it's out of the question for me getting into college. It'd probably be relatively cheap, so long as the current administration doesn't change the rules on that and moves the goalpost, which I don't think they would. But I don't fully trust, a lot of politicians to keep their word on stuff, so I don't know. I don't even really know what I'd go to school for at this point, because for a long time I wanted to be going to school for like acting and like video editing and stuff, but I've kind of lost all my passion for content creation. Like my first job because it's so hard to find. Dude, tell me about it. Like I have Indeed and fucking LinkedIn right now, and I've turned in fucking 50 job applications in the past month, and I haven't heard a thing back about whether I've been hired. I've heard a lot of like, hey, our like managers are looking at your application, we got it, and then like I'll go like a week or two and hear nothing back. I do hope I can call around at some point and get an internship. Okay, I'm gonna give you some job advice. I'm gonna give you some job advice from somebody who used to be a supervisor. I don't care what stupid shit older people are gonna tell you. People are gonna tell you like, hey, you should be calling around, like, oh, if you turn an application for like McDonald's, call them. You need to like stomp the pavement, call them every day until you get a job. Don't do that shit. Turn an application and then don't call about it. If they call you, then call them. But if you're just kind of if you've only turned in your application and that's it, don't pound the pavement. They will throw your application away, and if you're especially unlucky, they will put you on a don't hire list. I know this because I've had family my entire fucking adult life tell me like, no, you need to go pound the pavement, show up and talk to the manager. That shows initiative. It doesn't. You do that, and we'll think you're too needy. You'll need a lot of attention, and they'll put you on a no hire list, and they'll never fucking hire you. They will throw your application away in the trash every time without telling you. Yeah, I know this because I've been told to do that. Like, I'm like 95% sure that's why I never could get a job at Hot Topic after my interview, because it shows harassment. It does. But, like, aside from harassment, they see that as, I've actually had multiple people that I knew that were managers themselves tell me this. Oftentimes they'll see that as that person needs to have a lot of attention in their training process. And especially if it's like a part-time job or it's minimum wage, they don't want to do that. They don't want to have to like hold your hand. If you're looking for a job and want one like right now, if you're 18, this is gonna suck for me to say this, but go look at your local SSLC, State Sponsored Living Center. Those places are always hiring. They're kind of a revolving door. It's gonna suck working out there. It's gonna drain your soul if you're there for longer than a year. I'm just warning you. But if you want to make good money, like, you will make good money out there, and they have great benefits. Like, you'll have free therapy. I'm telling you this right now. But, like, only do that if you really feel like you need the money and you're looking for a job right now. They'll hire you right off the gate. A lot of times they'll have orientation for 2 weeks, and a lot of times you'll be paid for that time. The lowest they'll pay you is $2,000 a month usually. What I recommend for you, don't. A lot of people tell you like, oh, go look at the website. Don't do that. What I recommend you do is go look at your local workforce center, right? And just ask them when the next hiring event's going to be. And usually it'll be for the local SSLC or something similar. Because they're always hiring. Doesn't matter the position, they'll always hire. Like, keep in mind, I barely graduated high school. They will do a background check on you, but it's not stuff that's going to be crazy difficult. A lot of it's entry level, and you'll make damn good money. I was food service, bottom of the fucking rung for like pay out there, but I was getting paid like $3,000 a month, and I was like bottom of the ranks. They wanted to give me a fucking pay raise and shit, but I was having mental health issues, and I ended up like missing a lot of days because I would end up going to the Griffey Sock jail. So don't do what I did. Luckily, the insurance for those places is usually super fucking good. The only thing that might rat fuck you is your dental, because dental is always kind of iffy on what they'll actually pay for. Like, the insurance will always look at a root canal as cosmetic for some fucking reason. But, like, your insurance will be pretty good. Like, I went to, like, the fucking urgent care, like, every couple months for, like, x-rays and shit, and, like, never had much trouble paying for stuff. Most of the time when I went to the Griffey Sock jail, I think my total stay would have been normally, like, a couple thousand, but I think, like, I really ended up owing, like, $500 each time, which isn't great, but, I mean, as far as insurance goes, that's not bad. I mean, I'll tell you this: if you work at your local SSLC, which they'll usually refer to those places as state schools, you'll probably leave not because of what do you call it? Not because of like the clients you'll be dealing with. You'll probably be leaving because the people you work with are kind of shitty. But that would be my recommendation if you're really, really needing a job. Like, if I already told myself, if I don't find a job in the next, like, 6 months, by the time October rolls around, I'll just go back into a different department. Because they'll train you, too. If you don't have any food service experience, they'll train you. They'll teach you everything. Like, you'll learn a lot of stuff on the job. Like, you got people who are, like, doing that stuff and going to college, too. Like, they pay really well. They kind of have to. Especially if you're going to be a direct service professional. You'll easily make, like, $5,000 a month working as a DSP. Possibly more. And you'll get as much overtime as you really want. So long as you talk to your managers. But, just be aware that the environment's not great. And a lot of these places, depending on, like, where you're at and, like, what kind of facility you're at, it'll determine where the facility is going to be. Like, the place I worked at was considered to be a forensic facility, meaning that a lot of the individuals that we had were dual diagnosis, and they had committed some form of violent crime. So our place was kind of more of like a prison than anything else, unfortunately. Might apply as a waitress at Denny's for now, but I'm hesitant because they're usually very understaffed. Everywhere is going to be understaffed, buddy. I'm just going to tell you, everywhere's going to be understaffed. But yeah, you can usually tell which places SSLCs are going to be like forensic and which ones aren't, based on where they're at. Like, our place was named after our town, but was 2 towns over, in a separate, much smaller town. That's how you know it's a forensic facility. Because when these people escape, and sometimes they do, you kind of don't want them being in the middle of town where they can kind of get up to some havoc. Oh shit, some dragons. With that said, like, don't be too afraid of the individuals. A lot of them are actually very kind. They just had, like, a very rough lot in life. They will, however, in orientation, try to scare you. Because a lot of people will not respect the effect of mental illness unless you scare them, unfortunately. Oh my god! Look forward for treasures. Arkstone Shard, what does that do? Full moon grass. I don't know if I can sneak my way through these dragons. I'm not sure if that is something that I'm going to be able to do with my current skill set. Oh my god! I mean, the dragon's mad at me. I'm just going to run. I'm going to run up here. Hopefully the dragon didn't notice me. Beware of dragons ahead. I don't think I'm at a high enough level to even begin thinking about fucking with those dragons. Alright, so... let's see. I'm gonna see if I can lure that one dragon over here to fuck these guys up. Fun fact, your strange grandpa's diagnosed schizophrenic, and I guess when I was a baby he tried kidnapping me to take me to Santa Monica so he could carry me around, pick up girls. What? That's crazy. Let's see if I read that right. He tried kidnapping me so he can carry me around and pick up girls. That's fucking nuts. I had a buddy I worked with when I worked fast food who was schizophrenic. They didn't know he was schizophrenic. I had like 2 coworkers there that were schizophrenic, diagnosed later on. One was my manager, who was who would hotbox the fucking office with weed smoke, and then like do that every day, and then at least once a month, I'm 95% sure he would have like some kind of schizophrenic break, where he would think that he was talking to demons, and he was like, I have a demon inside me, and like start talking about how like every conspiracy theorist like YouTube channel was true. He'd believe everything he was told. And then, like, the next day, he would be perfectly fine. Like, he would, like, his episode would end, and then, like, he would be back to normal. Like, nothing happened. It was crazy. And this happened the entire time, once a month, for, like, the entire 3 years that I worked there. I also had, like, another coworker that just one day, like, super chill, super calm. Actually, you know what, now I think on it, I think 3 of my coworkers may have had, like, some kind of, like, psychosis at one point. Because I had another coworker who would, like, joke about shit. Like, joke about, like, quoting movies about, like, Goodfellas and shit. And joke about, like, selling drugs to, like, fund, his, like, lifestyle or some crap. And he would joke about it with me and the rest of the guys, and then one day he just had like a psychological break and skipped work for a day. Had his mom call us because he skipped town, and like name dropped me saying that I like sacrificed people behind the store, and like I was storing people's bodies in the dumpster, and how like he didn't trust me and like a bunch of other coworkers because we're all part of like some satanic cabal. It was crazy. And then I had another coworker that had like a religious psychosis out of nowhere, and they were bisexual, and I guess they like again skipped town. 3 completely different people had these 3 separate like psychotic episodes where they each had like their own problems, and this guy like skipped town out of nowhere and like went to a conversion camp, and like we couldn't find him for like 2 months before we like found out from his like sister that he went to a conversion camp. Dude, it's crazy how common it is too. A lot of it, depending on where you're at, just kind of gets like swept under the rug because people don't recognize it as like religious psychosis, especially here in the South because everybody here is kind of religious. So they're just like, oh yeah, no, like your buddy, he just kind of got back in touch with God, and I'm like, really? Because he was a pagan for like the entire time we knew him for 6 years, and now he like suddenly was going to church every Sunday? That's crazy. Like it's nuts how that stuff happens. Regulations. That's not awesome for schizophrenia, dude. Have you ever watched that video that simulates things? Yeah, I've seen that video. It's really nuts. Yeah, yeah, dude. Whenever I was working at my first job, it was a mom and pop, like Christian-oriented, like fast food place. They really wanted to be, what do you call it? They really wanted to be Chick-fil-A. If you have ever been to like like West Central Texas, you'll probably know the place. But like the amount of customers that would just kind of walk up to me casually and just rattle off some like crazy like religious banter. Like not even on a level of like, oh, I go to church every Sunday and I praise Jesus. I mean, like I had multiple coworkers just walk up to me and tell me about like how they just know there's like evil satanist like cabal in town. I had one guy walk up to me when I was like 18 and just casually tell me that he was baptized last night by the angel Michael that like came into his house and like baptized him in his bathtub. And like suddenly all the liquor in his house was gone because he was an alcoholic. And what I think happened is someone just broke into his house and just stole all of his liquor. Oh, that guy just fucking fell. I didn't even have to do anything. Yeah, dude, I love Austin, but it's so expensive. The only time I've ever been to El Paso was whenever I was on a Greyhound bus on my way to California. Dude, I have so many fucking stories from back when I worked there. That place gave me PTSD for a long time because I was an atheist the entire time I worked there, and I don't have a negative disposition towards Christians. I don't think negatively of Christians as a whole, but like that place left me with such a bad taste in my mouth because so many people I knew there, like the moment they found out I was atheist, they were so openly hostile. Like I don't mean in the sense of like, oh, I'll pray for you. Like I mean like in the sense of like my boss's wife, when she found out that I was atheist, actively put me on the same shift with people who like actively wanted to kill me, like on a regular basis. Born and raised in El Paso. El Paso is crazy, man. The 2 times I drove through El Paso to get to California, I went there during like 2 of the largest fucking dust storms I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how that city has been wiped off the map by the dust storms. It's crazy. Never met anybody from El Paso that wasn't chill as fuck, though. I will say that. Let's talk to the lady. Where'd she go? Where's the lady at? I know she's here somewhere. Oh, hey, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing up here?
Light. Boletaria was a grand kingdom. The king, his knights, and his subjects were modest and plain, but also steadfast and compassionate. I have spent much time in my studies in the cultured countries of the south, yet no country holds my heart as does Boletaria. But look at what has become of us now. I refuse to believe that this is what Father wished for our great land.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, most people are pretty chill. It's just that, like, I don't know, but yeah, Texas, Mexico. Oh yeah, Tejanos. It's like that, man. I have a lot of Tejano friends that are weirdly conservative. I try not to judge too much on that stuff because I'm super like left leaning, but it's like most people in my experience are relatively chill. I just try not to be like overly judgmental about certain stuff because I understand like it really depends on the area that you're in.
Are you here to face the demons? If so, please free Sage Freyt the Visionary from his cell in Latria. I will help you, however I can. I can teach you elementary spells.
My man, do you have fucking
Sage
dreads?
Freyt is a gleaming hope for
The fuck?
humankind, but I have not the power to save him alone.
Oh, I can learn magic from him. I'm not gonna do that though.
Where are you going?
I'm not a fucking nerd. I'm not gonna learn magic from you, dude. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. Where is the lady? There's the lady. It's very hard, but yeah, I tried. It usually depends on how they approach. Yeah! Like, there's some stuff where, like, I just kind of question, like...
Thou seekest the power of the soul, no?
I question a lot of their stuff, but, like...
Touch the demon inside me.
I'm usually really friendly about it until they start getting heated. There's just some stuff I will not budge on. Yeah, same. Same, dude.
Let strength be granted so the
Okay,
world
endurance.
might be mended. So the world might be mended. Art thou finished?
Still fat rolling. Okay. Let's see. Transports you back to the Nexus. Enhances right. Firebomb, brass telescope. I'm probably gonna go for another 20 minutes, and I'm probably gonna end stream. Just letting you know ahead of time. But tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling, because tomorrow I'm donating more plasma, I will probably have a longer stream. I'm not entirely sure if I'll do, I'm not entirely sure if I'll do, like, a Demon Soul stream or another Helldiver stream. It kind of depends how my friends are. So I definitely feel like I've matured a lot more on stuff like that, because when I was, like, 13... That, honestly, a lot of that is, growing up. There's certain stuff that, like, I don't budge on. But, like, a lot of it is, the older you get, the more you realize how important that stuff is for you. And, hold on, am I fucking stupid? Item burden. I'm fucking stupid. Oh, well. Okay, so that's not gonna keep me from fat rolling. I need, like, a level of vitality, I guess. But, yeah, a lot of that stuff is kind of a maturity thing, and I didn't realize that until I got into, like, my mid-20s. Because I argue still. I still fucking argue. But it's one of those things where I've kind of come to the realization that, like, we all have our own, like, lived-in experiences. And there's just some people that are never going to agree with you. And you can either make your peace with that, or you can fight about it. And I think both are valid. But it's hard not to crash out. I feel that. I feel that. That's actually one of the reasons why I left my the state school that I was working at, the SSLC. The area that the SSLC was in was a very conservative area, and unfortunately, me being non-binary, there was a lot of stuff that like I did not feel safe being there for. I had a lot of coworkers in our fucking, what do you call it, break room, that would make some very transphobic comments on the regular. And, you know, you don't really feel safe in that environment if you are transgender in any way, shape, or form. Whether you're binary or non-binary. And there's, unfortunately, a lot of that, and it's... You just gotta pick your battles. But it's crazy, like, some of the stuff that, like, people will make, like, a political statement. Because, like, for me, a lot of it's based on, like, my own idea of, like, empathy. And then there are some people that will look at your empathy and be like, no, go fuck yourself. And people on the left and right don't do that. I want to point that out. Like, that's not exclusive to, like, conservatism, but, like, I've experienced it more from there. I'm part of groups and stuff that push against the conservative views in the red blotch of California. More quiet online, a lot more active IRL. I feel that. I'm still very much politically active. Like, I when I do have, like, the time and the ability, and I'm aware of it, because our area doesn't really advertise or spread information in a way that actually is effective. Like, I'm still very much active in like protests and shit. It's more so that you have to know when your energy is being spent, you know, effectively. And unfortunately, there's just a lot of stuff that, you know, arguing with certain people is just going to waste your time. It's going to be a waste of energy. And you're not going to get that time and energy back, and you're not really going to accomplish much. You just got to figure out what's going to be the most effective for what you're trying to do. And a lot of that is, you know, separating yourself from the internet. Because the internet's very much black or white, and there's a problem right now. I'm not sure if this is necessarily like a generational issue or not. But, like, purity politics are currently hurting a lot of political movements. Especially if you're trying to do anything involving current political climate stuff. It's one of the reasons why I quit doing voice acting. During the BLM protests, I had people in the voice of the community that were trying to basically blacklist me. Because I was continuing to support BLM when it was no longer getting people views on Twitter. And there is much more of an emphasis on, what do you call it? Doing it for an image as opposed to doing it for, actually believing in the stuff that you're supporting. Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now. People on TikTok, people on Twitter, people on any social media, if they have a following and they're saying they believe this or pushing for that, you need to always be questioning that. I don't care, like, who you're following. I don't care if they've done this, that, or the other, and they're a part of these communities, or how active they are in those communities. You need to always be questioning them. Like, there's a lot of stuff that, in my experience, people will just say they follow this political rhetoric or that political rhetoric, and they're just following trends. And it's more common than you'd hope. It's one of the reasons why I fucking hate, like, social media influencers. Yeah! Dude, like, and I'm not even talking like these are just, like, random people who, like had millions of followers. I mean, these are, like, brand new voice actors. This is, like, right around, like, 2021, 2022. This is right around the time I was, like, starting to stop voice acting because it was getting to be more, influencer-focused, and I was running into more and more people who didn't actually seem to like voice acting, but just liked having an audience. It was one of the things that that kind of led me to stop hanging out with Chris too. Like, you will realize after a while there are so many people on the internet that their entire identity is based around getting views. And I'm just not one of those people anymore. I was never one of those people to begin with, but, like, I have no patience for it. Like, if stuff isn't genuine, I don't want it, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna get hit again. I'm gonna get hit again. Oh my god! Oh my god! But yeah, like, it was one of those things where, like, it was someone like nobody. It was a kid. It was like a 17-year-old who was brand new to voice acting. They had just recently gotten an audience. They had, like, I think 100 subscribers or something like that on YouTube, and they were, like, a part of a group. And they were, like, threatening me, and I was like, I basically just explained to them that, like, I had connections that if I wanted to, I could, like, make them, like, unhireable. I could ruin their career before it even started. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I'd still love to dabble as a voice. I feel like it's something I want to wait once I have my own place. So, I don't know. I'm very jaded with voice acting. There is an issue that I would want to point out to you. There's actually a handful. I've been making posts about it on my TikTok now that I've stopped voice acting. But, voice acting is kind of shitty right now. When I first got started, it was all people who liked doing voice acting, and they were doing it because they enjoyed the idea of acting, and they wanted to be part of the industry, and they wanted to do this, that, and the other. And now it's full of people who don't even like acting, they just want to be influencers. They want a huge TikTok following, and it's lame. And a lot of them, like, a lot of them are very shitty and immature, and it sucks. I've worked with a lot of them. A lot of them have, like, no, like, respect for people. It used to be a situation where you can get started at any level and do pretty well, and now voice acting has become this thing where, like, no, now you have to have, like, a decent microphone just starting out. If you don't want to spend money, it's really hard to get into voice acting right now because the bar has been raised so much. And the price of microphones have not gone down since the pandemic. There is a huge issue now where, unfortunately, like, corporate culture has caught up with voice acting. And now there's even more disrespect given to voice actors from other acting disciplines. Because now you got more people who are getting into voice acting, not because they like acting or have a passion for it, but because they see it as a money-making opportunity. They see it as a way of, like, getting attention and shit. As instead of, like, how it used to be because you just wanted to do fun projects. It's really shitty. And unfortunately, it's just extremely common with a lot of kids. Especially teenagers. Like, the amount of kids I ran into when I was on my way out of voice acting, who are like, yeah, I don't really actually, like, want to do theater or anything like that. I just want to, like, get as many subscribers and followers as possible. I just want to be an influencer. I ran into that a lot. Kind of killed my my hopes for the voice acting community. Because right now it's especially toxic. The community has been more toxic now than it's ever been. Especially now with all the AI shit. There's a lot of grifters. What the fuck? Dude, do you remember when I first signed up for Casting Call or whatever website thing? Yeah! Yeah, I remember that. Well, I died. Oh well. Probably gonna go for another 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna finish this conversation, and then I'm gonna call it a night. But I remember that. And the thing is, it's very easy to get discouraged by it. I would say don't give up if you want to get into voice acting and you're having a hard time getting casted. Everybody has dry spells, especially when you're starting out. My best advice to give you, if you want to get into it, is make your own projects. You can't fail a casting call if you're the one that's casting yourself. That's the best advice I can give you. A lot of people are going to be shitty about it anyway. There's not really much you can do about it. There's a lot of really shitty bad advice out there too. And unfortunately, the community's full of grifters who just want your money and they don't really care about how it affects you. And CastingCall.club is currently like that. Buford has always kind of been a money-making man. He doesn't really care much about like the art of voice acting so much as he is like making money. And if you've ever taken the closing credits voice acting classes, it's never been more apparent. I took those classes too to see how good they were, and like they push really hard for you to turn in like they will tell you straight like, hey, if you want to be successful, you need to turn in 10 auditions a day in CastingCall.club, which is a bunch of shit because I have friends who are professionals who turn in 10 auditions a month. I've also thought about making my own short films now that I have a bunch of free time this summer. Go for it, man. You'll learn a lot about that stuff. And if I'm being honest with you, if you want to get into voice acting and you want to get cast for stuff, don't fuck so hard with CastingCall.club. It's kind of ass. What you want to do is do all your auditions through Discord. Still have a CastingCall.club account because a lot of voice acting casting calls boil back down to CastingCall.club, especially if you're wanting to do like fan works and stuff like that. If you're like just doing stuff for a hobby, a lot of stuff will boil back down there, and there's still cool projects there. Like one of the coolest projects I was in the past couple years was a Halo inspired radio play called Tarkov. It's run by these guys called Jumperscape. And it's like professional grade. It's great shit. I even got paid for some of the work I did for them. I just want to allow myself to be more creative, that I'm old enough to legally be my own person. You can always be your own person. Especially creatively. One of the first hurdles I had to get through whenever I decided to be a voice actor was like I kind of came to the realization when I was like 17, 18, where I was like, oh, I could just do this. I could just fucking make shit. That's how I ended up meeting Chris and all them, because when you start doing that and you start going to voice acting discords and you start like talking to people and working with other like artists, actors, writers, etc., you'll notice that like everybody has that exact same epiphany of like, oh, I'm my own person. You like come online as your own person and just kind of figure your own stuff out. Anyway, I gotta in stream. I'll be rambling forever. I will definitely get back with you in the next couple days, though, and we'll see about, like, finding a day to, like, catch up. Anyway, I stream every day starting at, like, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, usually going to 9:30 Standard Time. If I'm feeling up to it on most days, I will be streaming for longer. Kind of depends on what I'm doing and who I'm streaming with and what game I'm playing. For right now, tomorrow I'm probably gonna do another Demon Souls stream. I'm gonna see if I can do another Helldiver stream soon. And then starting next week, I'm gonna have a stream with a good buddy of ours, Rose, from the old days. We're probably gonna do something on VR chat. Well, I'm not sure if we're gonna do Horror Worlds or if we're just gonna vibe and just have like a vibe day. But yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, we'll be doing that Tuesday. But yeah, we'll figure out a proper schedule for what games I'm doing when. Until then, we're just kind of going off vibes. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, and I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Right, night-o!